Hello, good evening everyone. Sound check. Rinig ba ako? Malinaw ba? Thank you, thank you. And yes, may ginagawa akong, how to call this, playlist sa Spotify. You can search Kirtan is the safest place. So, I think you could access that. Tapos, I'll add this, si Shirikala. Shirikala is also a Bhakti Yogi practitioner and also have very deep connections sa culture, coffee music, and underground. So yes, maraming artists that they want to share this spirituality, this philosophy in different medium, music, paintings, performance arts, and all. So good evening. Thank you for attending our second night. Kamusta ang tulog nyo kagabi? Iba pag mas relax ng gabi, no? So, wag muna kayo matulog ngayon. We will have few discussions. And we would like to, if ever matapos tayo maaga, we would chant one round again. So, sino nakapag-chant dito today, kanina? Si Mara. Uy, halos lahat ah. Yan. Yeah, sila Krisha, sila Marie, sila Bea. Wow, wow. Thank you. Kakaiba experience yon, and thank you for the commitment. Us, monks, we are chanting minimum of 16 rounds. So this is our bead bag, and we have the counter beads. So this is to count kung ilang round na yung chant. So yes, may pati yung cats, totoo yun. Other pets, si Marina, pati yung rabbit niya nakikichan sa kanya. Because it's really peaceful. And that is just the byproduct ng meditation. And the rest, of course, yung bliss, yung clarity is always there. Byproduct pa lang yun. Hindi pa talaga siya yung real result ng meditation. But yeah, we will discuss much more. Good evening and Hare Krishna. Hi and thank you. Aliana, hi. Si Bea, hello. Blar, hello. Blar. Mga iba dito ka Facebook friends ko na, sa Instagram ko na. Si Krisha, hi. Si Shara, hi. Si Dan, hello Dan. Francis, hello Jake, hi. Si Joanne, hi. Si JP, hi JP. Carly, hello. Keiko, hi. Maya, Hamara, we have Marie, Maui, Meryl, yes. Si Meryl nag-message ako sa'yo kasi hindi ko narinig yung expectation mo yesterday. Yan, sa kay Grace yun. Hello, Net. Kay PY, si Stan. Of course, we have Aika. Baka kasama mo si Kevs, hello. Milka and kay Vincent. So, let's start. So, same. We are trying to learn the wisdom coming from the yoga philosophy. Ano yung dapat na mood natin? This is not a study where after this you conquer everything. You conquer the philosophy, you close the book. No, the study of the yoga philosophy is a lifelong journey. I've been reading the yoga philosophy from the Bhagavad-Gita, the Srimad Bhagavatam, and other texts since when I was 14 years old. So medyo maaga ko nakilala yung mga monks. And from there, I got some books. Then naging friends ko sila all throughout school, college, business, and all. So sila yung mga guide ko din. And real close friends. Lagi ako napunta sa temple. So it was after that, mid-20s ako nung nag-full-time as a monk. So, hindi siya natatapos. Every time you read and study the yoga philosophy, the authentic one, you will learn a lot more. Even the same texts, same pages ng books na yon, different perception, different perspective, saka different realization yung nalabas. Ganun ka-importante siya. So, the mood is not a conquest, we will not conquer this. It is a request mood. So we are approaching the mood in humility. As a student, we're trying to um, learn in the mood of humility. Sabi nga, unlearn to learn. If we have a lot of things na iniisip natin, ang dami kong pwedeng i-relate dito according to sa mga dating alam ko na. It's way, way different. Kahit yung definition ng mind blown andito sa book na to. Even me, I've been reading this for almost 20 years. Ang daming bagong lumalabas. So, we will just scratch the surface of the yoga philosophy. And bakit nga natin siya kailangan aralin. So, to be able to be in this mood, again, we should always pay respect and obeisances sa ating mga teachers because they're showing us the light, sharing the wisdom to us. And we would not be here because if they did not pass it down to us. Hopefully, you could also chant this if you are able to pronounce it. Hindi mahirap mag-pronounce ng Sanskrit kasi what you see is what you get. Para siyang Tagalog. Kung ano yung spelling niya, that's how you read it. But there will be different character lang. Like, of course, may N niya sa Filipino. But the others, you will easily adopt. Om Agyana Timirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master who has opened my eyes, which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance, with the torchlight of knowledge. So this is the important role ng isang student is to get the knowledge from the teacher. Not to just connect without getting the knowledge. So, yung mood na yon is, of course, in humility. Inquire in a humble mood. So again, welcome to those who are not here yesterday. I'm your servant, Radha Charandas. This is my humble attempt to also serve the instructions ng aking mga teachers because I've received a lot from them. And I'm trying to also share it to mga connected souls. And may mga kachat ako yesterday. It's been a nice journey. And I am humbled and honored to see you again this lifetime. Kasi walang incidents and walang sakto lang na nangyari. Walang tsamba. Lahat arrangement. So thank you and nice to see you again this lifetime. So yoga philosophy, what is the difference from normal wisdom and philosophy? Normal knowledge. This is the Bhagavad-Gita. It is the same kung ano yung meron kayo. Yung medyo, yung colorway niya is yellowish, orange. Basta the Bhagavad-Gita is as it is. So maraming version ng Bhagavad-Gita, hundreds actually of version. Maraming gusto mag-translate ng Bhagavad-Gita. Pero may big difference tong hundreds of translation ng Bhagavad-Gita na to compared sa Bhagavad-Gita as it is. Kasi the other Bhagavad-Gitas are translated, authored by mga professionals, mga author, mga writer ng book. The Bhagavad-Gita as it is translated and commented by a monk, a Bhakti yogi, who have his guru. Tapos yung guru niya may guru din. Yung guru nila may guru din. Makikita niyo sa Bhagavad-Gita merong sa end part ng introduction, may lineage. Mga guru and students doon. Bhagavad-Gita as it is kasi it is not mixed with other philosophies or altered or watered down. Kung ano yung teachings coming from the line of teachers, ayun yung translate into English. Kaya as it is. Ano yung naging effect since as it is siya? The life of people, yung mga souls, mga conditioned souls, are changed because of this book. Other Bhagavad Gita, You could see them in the libraries, some yoga studios, some bookstore, but the change of heart is not there. So this Bhagavad Gita actually is distributed siya since it was translated into English for millions of copies until now. So that's the big difference. The authenticity is there. Yoga philosophy, because the knowledge behind yoga is here. Not just the yoga asana, all part of yoga is here. And we will discuss that. So anong purpose ng pag-aral natin ng yoga philosophy? For us to be able to understand philosophy. Not just to be able to just memorize them. No. Diba? Sino may favorite na philosophy class dito sa during school days? I bet wala masyado. Kasi it's not that easy, di ba? Nakakalito, paikot-ikot lang. Yung minsan, world jugglery lang, walang sense na yung ibang, sabi na itong auto na to. But philosophy should be made and presented para ma-relate ng mga tao na hindi ganun mag-isip. That is the real philosophy. The rest are just world jugglery or theories lang nila. So may big difference. So we will learn this from the Bhagavad-Gita and the yoga philosophy and the authenticity, kasi hindi siya ginawa ng isang tao lang or ng isang human being. Hindi siya inimbento. Wala nag-meditate tapos lumabas, ay, ito yung magandang philosophy isusulat ko. Or pumunta sa India, bumili ng ticket, ito yung magandang sulat kong philosophy. Or nag-drugs lang siya, nag-psychedelic lang siya. Diba? May philosophy na siya. This is coming from lineage of teachers that you could trace kung sino yung source, yung supreme. Galing sa kanya mismo to. Bakit kailangan siya natin in the relevance sa buhay natin? Because this is the manual of life. So if you have a phone, pag bumili ka ng phone, meron siyang manual. Paano yung troubleshoot, kailan mo i-charge, paano maalagaan, di ba? Instructions. Yung life natin, may manual din. Paano mo ito-troubleshoot pag na-depress ka, may anxiety ka, how will you maintain this, ano yung lifestyle na dapat mong i-live. Sad but true, yung lifestyle na nilive natin, naka-base lang kung ano sinabi ng society. Ano yung standard ng beauty, hindi siya standardized nga eh. Dito, maganda pag straight yung hair, maputi, di ba? Matangos ilong. Pero pag Filipino, pumunta ka sa European countries, exotic ka. Napakaganda mo, napaka-pogi mo. Di ba? Kasi yun yung gusto naman nila. Nagkapatan sila. Di ba? Nagkapakulot sila. So, same. Pero itong Bhagavad Gita na to, yung scriptures, is a manual of life that is there since time immemorial. Ganun na yun. It will be relevant in the future. It is irrelevant. It was irrelevant thousands of years ago. It is irrelevant. It's relevant sa future, relevant in the past, and relevant now. So that is Bhagavad Gita. If you don't have the copy yet, it will be best if you have an actual copy. Let me know. If not, wala talagang facility to have this actual copy, let me know kasi I could forward you a link. Of course, hindi mo ma-highlight yon, hindi mo ma-drawingan. But that would be the difference. Application in daily life kasi this is the yoga outside the mat. Diba? You can just be peaceful in your yoga mat. Practice ka ng asanas mo doon. Tapos pagtapos mo, sandali lang, ubos na yung peace of mind mo. Ubos na yung shanti-shanti mo. Mainit na ulo mo. Irritable ka na. So, may difference. We have to apply it in our daily lives. And of course, sabi nga, we want to share it to others. Yung mga yoga teachers, yung family members natin, yung mga friends natin, they are close to us. We want to share it to them. Pero paano? Yung pag-yoga nga, weird na eh. Yung ibang other practices, they find it really, or they are blaspheming yung yoga kasi they said demoniac or galing sa black na energy, dark energies and all. So these are all not true. And the practice of Bhagavad-Gita is not based on religion. It is spirituality, based on spirituality. So how to share yoga philosophy? Again, I will send this slide sa group chat natin. So you can just take down notes. Hindi mo na kailangan copy lahat. And if I'm going too fast, let me know then. How to share this yoga philosophy? You can apply this in your everything that you want to share. Hindi lang sa yoga philosophy. We must know the needs, interests, and concerns ng mga tao sa paligid natin. You cannot just shove this philosophy sa throat ng kakilala mo. That would be weird. So, ano yung need nila, ano yung interest, ano yung concern, and I see. If gusto nila matuto ng 1 plus 1, ganyan ang gusto nila matutunan. You cannot force them to learn multiplication. Yung nabasa, natutunan mo sa yoga teacher's class, hindi mo pwedeng ipilit sa mga tao sa paligid mo. So if may new student ka sa yoga, of course, yung basic yung tutunan mo. Same thing with other stuff, kahit sa music, kahit sa arts, di ba? Kahit sa programming. We must know ano yung needs nila, ano yung gusto, tapos ano yung interest nila, ano yung concern. Kung wala silang interest doon, ano? May tuturo. It's just a waste of time. Waste of your energy. Tapos, ma-frustrate ka lang. Ba't ganun? Hindi naman yung gusto mo na, ayaw niya ng peace of mind. Naging kontrabida ka sa buhay nila. So, we must know this. So, these are just, we are just running through yung mga basics, how to be in the mood of learning and sharing this yoga philosophy. So again, I've mentioned a while ago, philosophy should be relevant. Kailangan maintindihan sila ng ibang tao. So the book Bhagavad-Gita may philosophy doon, and merong analogy. Analogy is just like a comparison. For example, an analogy, this body is just like a how do you call this? A bodysuit. A full bodysuit. Diba? Alam mo yung pang-astronaut. Isang buong ganun. Or just like damit. Diba? Pag ginamit mo yung damit, after a day, madumi na siya, it's soiled already. You have to take it off. Magpalit ka ng bagong damit. The body, after some time, it will grow old. The organs will not function well. And it will die. Then you have to change your body. You will have to accept another body. So, ayan yung analogy. Similarly, may in-between palagi ng similarly na word. So, ito yung comparison ng philosophy so we could understand. Example, of course, it was mentioned yung mga beings in this earth, yung mga inspiration ng yoga asanas, di ba? Ang daming mga asana, ang daming mga animals. May crow, may peacock, di ba? Si frog, downward dog mo, lahat yon. Short history tayo mamaya sa yoga. So lahat yon are examples. Just like there are, according sa Bhagavad-Gita, there are 6,400,000 species of life. Example dito, yung mga mammals, yung mga reptiles, yung mga fish. So, examples yon. So, for us to be able to understand it easier. So, of course, meron tayong mga stories din. This is just like the Mahabharat. Narinig niyo ba yung Mahabharat sa school? Active ba kayo sa CBK na ano? CBK or ano ba yung history ng Asia. Ano bang subject yun? May ganun eh. Diba? And diniscuss yung Mahabharat for a short while lang. World literature, yes. Diba? Pero since hindi siya authentic and yung source ng kwento ng Mahabharat is hindi galing sa totoo nag-aral nun, iba-iba. Iba-iba yung tinuro doon. So Mahabharata is a story where there's a war. And in between sa war na yon, doon nanggaling yung Bhagavad-Gita. So So imagine the yoga philosophy galing sa conversation in between these stories and before mangyari yung war, the Battle of Kurukshetra. So this story is true. Kahit pumunta ka sa India, nandun yung Kurukshetra. And if you want to watch documentaries, may documentaries ka mag-search sa YouTube. I think Discovery Channel yata yun. May mga researchers na hinanap yung mga informations kung fact ba siya or fiction dun sa Mahabharat. At nakita nila sa India yun. Nakita nila yung isang malaking kingdom sa Dwarka. And sa Mahabharat, at the end of it, lumubog siya sa water. And pagpunta ka sa Dwarka, sa ocean, nasa ilalim siya ng water. So, you can just search this. So, sobrang importante itong means of understanding the philosophy kasi ito yung makakatulong sa atin. The analogy, example, and stories. Makikita natin yan pag binasa mo yung yoga philosophy. So, to make the study of the yoga philosophy easier, so may mga acronym tayo. Since introduction to, long poem yan. Since introduction, yung topic natin, ito yung acronym natin, INTRO. Very fast lang yung maging discussion natin ngayon. Para mabilis din natin matandaan. So, ready na ba lahat? So, this is letter I. These are the monks traveling. They're doing the kirtan yoga and spreading it everywhere. I think, 60s yung picture na to. The hippie era. Kung ano yung mga spirituality, new age na meron ngayon, yoga, mas grabe nung era ng 60s. Latak nga lang yung meron tayo ngayon. Of course, they have the Beatles, they have the San Francisco Haight-Ashbury na street kung saan yung haven ng mga hippies. So, on all the bands, the Woodstock, diba? So, hindi ko naabutan yon. Maybe previous life. Hindi ko lang kung may umabot sa inyo sa hippie era. So, letter I natin sa intro. In line with disciplic succession, I've been telling this since kanina. Kailangan ang authenticity ng knowledge ng yoga philosophy is coming from disciplic succession. Disciplic succession means guru and disciple or teacher and student. So, coming down siya. So, if you have your Bhagavad-Gita with you, open yung introduction, saka yung end part nun. Makikita mo yung list. And, just again, another guru, another teacher, nung dinala niya sa West yung Bhagavad-Gita, siya yung nag-translate, that is the author, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, or si Srila Prabhupada. You can just, yung short name niya, Srila Prabhupada. Nagtayo siya ng ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So this is a society, it is a movement where people could be together physically or kahit malayo sila, pero the like-mindedness, yung connection is there. This is not a religion, this is not a sectarian group. So one, just like yoga asana, one can practice it if even ano yung practice mo ng religiosity, ng religion. Maybe we could coin the word spirituality in the practice of Bhakti Yoga. So may tatlong authorities dito. The Sanskrit is Praman. So paano malaman kung authentic yung knowledge na nare-receive natin? So maraming viral na mga gurus sa internet. Even before, maraming mga gurus na kumakalat. Pero if you ask them, wala silang guru. And they want to be a guru. So sa yoga philosophy, walang ganon. You cannot just invent or speculate. The sadhu, meaning ng sadhu is saintly persons. And sastra is the scriptures. Guru, sadhu, and sastra. Guru, siyempre madali sa atin yun kasi same language. Teacher or spiritual teacher. So if a knowledge that we receive, kailangan magiging inline dun sa tatlong to. Sinabi siya ng guru, sinabi siya ng mga saintly persons, sinabi rin siya sa scriptures. Otherwise, it is just speculation. It could be right, pero hindi mo masabing authentic. Just like lawyers, di ba? Hindi ka pwede magsabi ng tama or mali kapag wala dun sa law. So, yung manual of life, merong authorities. So, yung yoga philosophy, ganun din. Diba? Saan nanggaling yung mga posters sa yoga asanas? Ganun din, na-pass down din siya from Lord Shiva to Anantasesh to Patanjali down dun sa mga disciplic succession. So, I don't know if alam niyo na yung story ni yoga asanas from Patanjali and Lord Shiva. But pag-usapan natin yan, maybe after this. So, this tree is very important. Maririnig nyo rin to palagi habang di-discuss natin yoga philosophy. You don't have to memorize everything kasi dadaanan natin siya. You just try to absorb kung ano yung pwede nyo ma-absorb. Or just take down notes. GSS, Guru, Sadhu, and Sastra. Mag-iiba yung tingin nyo sa ibang knowledge ngayon. Kasi ito yung may check and balance. Just like kung ano yung merong scriptures kang na-practice now or previously, magugulat ka na, teka lang, ba't iba yung same book, bakit nagkatalo sila sa content na ito? Ano yung essence? Kasi the author translated it according sa kanyang sariling ulterior motives. But this person who are taking care of this yoga philosophy, they don't have ulterior motives. Most of them are renounced. Ibig sabihin mga monk sila. Wala silang sweldo para gawin yun. It's their service. And their role and duty is to preserve yung authenticity. So, kaya sila authorities dito. So, check and balance, yung sinasabi ng guru should be written in the scriptures. And also, ganoon din sa saintly person. So, maraming nauso, maraming pseudo teachers. Hanggang ngayon, sobrang dami. They could just wear and they could just speak very nicely. Diba? Have a very nice social media management, marketing. But if the saintly persons read or heard what they're saying, pag isa lang sabihin nila, they seem to be lost. Or yung iba sa kanila would have scandals because they're not renounced. They're taking wealth or they're indulging with sexual intercourse. So, wala yung authenticity, wala yung sa practice. Again, the practice of yoga, I would like to share this quote. It's easier na magkaroon tayo ng certification. Pero hindi yung habol natin. We want to be qualified. Qualification is much more higher than certification. Gusto natin i-apply. So if you're a yoga teacher, we must qualify ourselves, not just we have certification. Our lifestyle or practice should be also there. Take for an analogy. So ito analogy. Kapag yung parents nag-smoke sila ng cigarette, tapos sabihin nila sa anak nila, my dear son, wag mong gagayahin si daddy. Diba? Masama mag-yossi, sabay puff. Doesn't make any sense, right? Pero nakikita natin palagi yon everywhere. I've experienced this with my own dad. Ganun din. Ano yung gagawin ng bata? Mas makikurious sila. Anong bawal? Gustong-gusto niya palagi. Bawat kain niya, kalalabas siya, they have to smoke. Diba? So same thing as a yoga teacher or as a parent or just being a role model sa ibang tao. As a leader. Diba? We must practice what we preach. So qualification is better than certification. So that's why very important yung authenticity ng mga tao, ng teachers, ng books, as well as us. Does it mean andun tayo o perfect tayo? But meron tayong path that we want to traverse or may journey tayong gustong tahakin. So may check and balance. So andyan yung mga saintly persons, teachers, ganoon din tayo. as we practice this yoga philosophy, spirituality, pwede tayong guide, may mentor, which is very important sa buhay natin if you have a mentor. In material life, in work, or in career, pag may mentor ka, iba yung jump kagad ng skill set mo, ng intelligence mo. What more pa sa spirituality? Letter N sa intro, non-enviousness. Because this is not a competition. Hindi ko kayo ipapag-compete sa isa't isa na mas better yung isa or mas magaling mag-chant yung isa, mas kabisado niya yung mga verses, mas magaling siya mag-yoga asana, no? This community is practicing encouragement. To remove the competition, kailangan may encouragement. Everyone is unique. Sabi nga, remember, you are unique just like everybody else. Kasi unique ka lahat. Diba? So, kanya-kanyang strength, kanya-kanyang interest, needs, and concern. So, the practice of yoga philosophy should be in the mood of surrender and should be in the mood of encouragement with each other. Hindi siya competition. There will be a certain person in this stage, yung iba in this stage kagad, yung iba in this stage kagad. Previously, baka yogi na siya or spiritual person na siya. He's just continuing in this lifetime. So the mood in approaching Gita, the Bhagavad-Gita, should be in the mood of non-enviousness. Hindi ka nakipag-compete sa iba. And letter T natin, transcendentalists. So may tatlong klaseng transcendentalists. Hindi natin isasama dito yung nag-meditate sa matter or sa object kasi hindi sila transcendentalist. Transcend means to go beyond matter. So sila nag-meditate din sila pero meditation nila is material. So these are different kinds of those who meditate, mga transcendentalists. Ito yung tawag sa kanila kasi they want to go beyond matter lang. So impersonalists, discuss natin sila. They want light, they want nothingness, voidism. They want escape. Kung ano yung meron sila. They are also studying yoga philosophy. They are called Gyani or Gyani Yoga. So one ladder siya ng yoga. Diba may Ashtanga Yoga, another ladder doon is Gyani Yoga. So don't worry, didiscuss sa Bhagavad-Gita all throughout. Sino yung mga impersonalist. And we have the meditator. Ito yung mga Ashtanga yogis. And they practice mysticism. They gain superpowers, mga mystic powers. Kung ano meron tayo, flexibility and all. So the rest could gain control of energies. We call it Ashtasiddhis, the 8 perfections. So they could travel without the movement ng body, just like in the picture. Could travel to the moon planet. Yeah. Faster than the speed of the mind. Ganun yung travel ng isang yogi. And ano yung result ng isang yogi, matututunan natin? And of course, a devotee, a bhakta. This is those who are personalists, who want to connect with themselves, to others, and to the source. And they use mantra in their meditation. So again, introduction lang to. Ito yung mga didiscuss natin. Sila yung mga yogi na yon. So we must know ano yung part yung practice natin or what practice that we want to do in our sadhana. Sadhana means everyday practice or the routine. Ano yung gusto natin i-practice? Ano ba yung dapat? Ano yung bagay sa atin? Ito yung pinactice natin last night. The chanting of Maha Mantra sa beads. So letter R, our real position. Ito na yung we are lost, I am lost, Radha Charan. Hindi ko alam kung sino ba ako talaga. Remember nung start ng pandemic, ang daming na-stress dito. We work hard para sa mga titles natin sa 4 years college sa college. Nag-masteral ka pa, nag-PhD ka pa. Or inaakit mo yung career ladder. You want the fame, sa different, kung may entrepreneurship ka rin, ganun din. Gusto mo makuha yung mga connection. Tapos one click, one snap, di na valid. Yung title natin nawala. Kasi affected yung industry kung saan tayo nag-work or saan tayo may business. Then everyone was lost. Teka lang, anong gagawin ko ngayon? All throughout my life, ito yung goal ko. Ito yung gusto ko marating. Tapos ngayon parang hindi mangyari. Diba? Walang event, di ba? Kung ano ka, organizer ka ng event, ikaw yung gumagawa ng mga big events, tapos wala ngayon, paano na? Sikat ka doon, tapos kailangan mo mag-work in a different, you have to humble yourself in a different industry. Diba? Wala yung canceled flights, di ba? Ang dami ng mga, hindi ko lang totoo yun, pero may friend ako na pilot siya. Tapos, nan-trip lang siya maging delivery na Grab kasi mahilig siya magmotor para lang makalabas. So, nagbago yung title niya, pero ayun nga, sabi niya, parang, dati, hindi niya naisip na gagawin niya yun. It humbles him. So, parang ganito, di ba? Nag-break ka dun sa relationship mo, nawala yung title na yun. Nawala yung endearment. Formal na kayo mag-usap. Casual na lang. Okay, naka-block na kayo sa social media. Sa email na lang kayo nag-uusap. Kunin mo na yung gamit mo dito. Di ba? Nalolost yung identity. Di ba? Kailangan mo pang umakyat ng sagada to find yourself. Mag-travel. So, ito yon. We don't know because it is the fact na hindi natin alam kung ano talaga yung position natin. Gusto ko malaman anong purpose sa buhay. Diba? Naharap natin yon. And ito yung manual of life, yung Bhagavad-Gita. And easily, nasa introduction, sasabihin niya kagad sa'yo ano yung role mo. So, ito yung letter R natin, the real position. Sino ka talaga? Real position natin is to become a servant. Teka lang, Rado Charan. Boss ako sa company namin. Or if not, sige. You're servant kasi you have someone higher than you in position. You must serve them in different means. O sige, ikaw yung entrepreneur. Ikaw yung may-ari or board member or investor ka. Tinwarating yung money sa'yo. Wala kang boss. Or artist ka, di ba? Pag nakuha mo yung money mo, kanina mo ibigay. Sa asawa mo. So, sa yung boss mo. O sige, hindi. Pero may anak ka. Diba? Yung anak mo naglalaro lang, pero you're working hard. Diba? You're serving your son or your daughter. So, hindi mawawala to. O teka lang, wala nga. Ako lang mag-isa dito. Wala akong binibigyan. Ako lang gumagastos din. Diba? Tapos may alaga kang dog. Yung dog mo, pasarap din yung buhay. Lalo na yung cat. Diba? Masarap lang yung buhay. Kukulitin ka pa pag gusto niya kumain. Diba? You're serving yung pet mo. O sige, ganito na lang. Ikaw na yung pinakamataas, ikaw na yung hari. Diba? Everyone is serving you. Hindi mo kailangan ng pera. Ano. Pero paano ka nabubuhay? You're serving your own senses. Nagutom ka, you're looking for some food. You want to eat. Gusto mo makarinig ng magandang bagay. Gusto mo makita ng magandang scenario. Gusto mo makamoy ng magandang aroma. So we want to serve our senses. Bakit may yoga asana? It's for one to control the senses. So one to control the mind. So we are always servant. Always a servant. The question is, kanino ka mag-serve? So ayun yung real position natin, a servant. Ito yung tinatawag na dharma. So nabalitaan ko recently daw, hiwalay-hiwalay na yung up dharma down. Sila army. Yan. Sila army, naka-chat ko siya last time kasi meron din siyang Bhagavad-Gita. So dharma means an example or analogy. Dharma means yung fire, ang dharma niya maging hot. Hindi mo maalis sa fire yon. Yung dharma ng water is maging wet. Pag naging ice siya, hindi siya normal na position. Pag bumalik sa normal temperature, matutunaw siya. So, mas nag-gets niyo ba analogy? So, similarly, yung soul, yung person, or yung other living entity, ang dharma niya is to serve. So, we want to find this dharma. Ito yung hinahanap natin palagi. Kailan natin ibibigay yung service na yun. So, yung service na yun, of course, is deep. Not just, mag-serve ka physically. But of course, with emotion, with love, with connection. So, ito yung practice natin, dharma. The yoga philosophy. Versus religion. Religion, nowadays, masyadong gas-gas na yung word na religion. What happens is, people are resisting pag narinig yung word na religion. This is translated into faith, and faith also changes. Or sectarian group, kinukoin yung term na yon. But of course, the word religion is very deep. So, may difference in spirituality and religion. What we're trying to practice is spirituality. So, even if you chant, you meditate, or you study the yoga philosophy, it is not based dun sa previous practice or yung religion natin or sectarian na group that we belong to. But of course, if who wants to practice it full time, they could, like, yung iba nagiging monk, or yung iba ina-apply yung dapat or gusto nila i-apply. So, that's the goal of this course. Kung ano yung pwede mong makuha, kunin mo sa life mo. No one is pressuring you na kailangan mo gawin lahat. So, get kung ano yung makuha mong beneficial. So, dharma natin is to reawaken our relationship with the self, others, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, itong tatlong to, the source, others, and yung sarili natin. The practice of dharma, the meditation, and yoga is to reconnect. The meaning of yoga, to relink, to reconnect. Diba, pag after mo mag-yoga, sana may mental clarity. After mo mag-meditate, parang ang grounded ng feeling you're connected. So, ito yung ginagawa ng practice of yoga philosophy and meditation. So, last letter natin, letter O. Ocean of Mercy. It is because we are here in this material world. I will tell you, this is not a paradise. Kung paradise to, kung expect na paradise ito, madidisappoint ka lang. This is not a paradise. This material world is meant to give us the experience of dualities, the happiness and distress, hot and cold, summer and winter. Diba? May pera o wala, heartbroken ka or in love. Lahat yun, yung extreme yung experience mo. Ito yung material world natin. And the practice of yoga, philosophy, and meditation will teach us how to be in that situation na hindi ka affected. But you're not, how do you call this? Idle lang. Or hindi ka, I forgot the term, pero you're there, but hindi ka madali. Ayun, hindi ka attached. Yes, it will happen, di ba? Just like us growing old. Diba? Puputi yung buhok mo, or tataas yung hairline mo, may wrinkles dyan. Diba? Hindi mo kailangan ma-stress. Lahat dadaan dyan. Pagalingan na lang ng skincare daw. So, the Ocean of Mercy, because while we are here sa material world, we have tools, facilities, and people that could help us how to live our life here. So, Ocean of Mercy, kasi na-receive natin to manual na to. Manual of life. So, how to be a student of Bhagavad-Gita? Kapag you have this question, who am I? Kapag naisip mo na to dati pa, kapag natanong mo sa sarili mo, why these things are happening to me, ikaw yung perfect student ng Bhagavad-Gita. So, sino dito yung nagtanong sa sarili na teka lang, sino ba talaga ako? Ano yung purpose ko? So, if you ask this question sa sarili mo, Bhagavad-Gita is for you. And if na tanong mo na rin sa sarili mo, bakit ko na-experience to? Either good or bad. Kunyari good, kunyari bad. Bait-bait ko naman, wala naman akong inaaway, pero bakit dumadating tong mga scenario na to sa akin? If tinanong mo lang sa sarili mo to, Bhagavad-Gita is also for you. For us to be able to understand. So remember, the knowledge that we want to receive will give us the light. Ano yung love and light na yun? Knowledge. We need knowledge. This is the yoga of knowledge. Okay, umabot tayo. I think we could chat. Pero, if may mga questions kayo, you could chat, put it in the chat box in a while. Or you could also raise your hands afterwards. So just to summarize, ito yung intro natin. In line with disciplic succession, letter I. So, our knowledge should be coming from guru and guru and students relationship. So, ayaw nating matutunan natin or i-apply natin sa buhay natin, i-invento lang ng isang tao. We don't want to waste this time, this life. Yung lifestyle na fina-follow mo, in-invento lang ng isang society. Tapos magka-change, diba? Hindi na uso or hindi pala totoo. Diba? So, should be there. Sabi nga, may two classes of people. Those who wants to be cheated and those who doesn't want to be cheated. If you want to be cheated, darating yun. Diba? You're looking for informations na gawa-gawa lang. Pupunta talaga doon. You can dive deeper. Ang daming matutunan sa internet, sa library, or sa bookstore. Non-enviousness, because the mood is of course encouraging dapat. Is not competitive. Just like the practice of yoga asana. Hindi mo ka-competition yung katabi mo. Practice mo yan. Diba? Kung mas flexible siya yun. Diba? Hindi ka pumunta doon para mag-flex figuratively. So the mood, of course, should be in humility. And there are 3 kinds of transcendentalists. We will learn these 3. And while we are practicing the Bhakti Yoga. And our real position, ano yung real position natin? You can put in the chat box. Ito yung impart natin impress natin sa mind and heart natin. Yan type. Ano yung real position ng isang soul? Ano yung real dharma natin? Sige. Yes. Yan. To become a servant, to do service. So try niyo yung i-observe yung buhay mo, yung buong araw mo. Laging we want to serve. Otherwise, kundi isang tao or animal, we're serving our own senses. Iba nga, we want to serve the country. Diba? May meme ako narinig eh. Yan, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be an army. So yeah, they want to serve. Pero kanino? Paano yung mood? Ano yung intention ng service? And of course, letter O, Ocean of Mercy, because we have you as our association. In yoga term, it is called Sangha. Just like a stick, you can easily break one stick, but a bundle of stick, hindi mo siya ma-break. It is easier to practice spirituality if you have companions with the same like-minded and same goal. Diba ang hirap I don't know if sino dito naka-experience na kaya ka dito, for sure, iba ka mag-isip. Pero sino dito naka-experience na you put in a room, kahit kapilido mo pa sila, kaklase mo sila, or ka-work mo sila, pero you don't really connect sa conversation, di mo trip yung mga usapan nila. Diba? Puro marites lang pala yung usapan. Tapos, you want to go deeper sa life. Sino dito yung naka-experience na parang na-OP? Or you want to bring up a topic pero hindi sila makakonect din doon. Tapos, ang weird ng tingin nila sa'yo. So, basically, bakit kayo nandito? Kasi weirdo kayong lahat. Diba? Dahil problema sa mundo, gusto matuto ng yoga. Diba? Kidding aside. We want to learn this, of course, for us to be able to understand and face the world outside. Yan. So kaya natin pinag-usapan na we want to know how to share this consciousness sa iba kasi talaga mawiwirdoan sila sa inyo. People outside, kung tingnan mo yung Facebook mo na lang, ano yung pinopost nila? Diba? They're fighting over this, being a fan of someone, papag-usapan nila yung sports paulit-ulit. Diba? Paulit-ulit lang siya. Anong trend? Wala masama sa mga to, pero I'm sure nagsawa kayo one way or the other. You want some answers kasi may questions kayo in life. So, ano yung questions sa buhay nyo? I don't know. Pero, keep looking for answers. And hopefully, this manual of life, ikwento nyo sa akin kapag nare-realize nyo na tutunan nyo yung answers dito sa class or sa book, sa Bhagavad-Gita. I would love to hear that. Kasi ako ganun din. Pero, before ko ikwento yung question ko sa buhay ko before, let's bring out our Japa Malas. So, kapag nakapag 1 round ka na today, this is your second round. So, that will be fun. So, those who wants to join us, 5:30 a.m. to 7 o'clock a.m., we're having this Japa session. Walang gagawin doon, mag-chant lang. You can just join anytime between that 5:30 to 7. And you can log out anytime then. If you want to chant 1 round lang, chant with us. You don't have to open your camera. Iba lang yung mood kapag you're chanting with the same souls na nagka-chant din. May nagsabi sa akin noon last night, parang they do meditation, pero iba yung pakiramdam kapag may kasama, kahit online. That's the power of Sangha or association. So, sino dito yung kabisado na yung mantras? Sino yung memorize na yung Maha Mantra? So, memorize na. Pero I'll show it pa rin. So, again, we use the right hand. We move forward. 1 mantra, 1 bead. We don't use the index finger, but you can hold with the other 4 fingers. Mainly to touch the beads is itong middle finger and thumb. And you don't have to shout as long as naririnig mo yung chant mo clearly and attentively. Ito yung goal. Hindi siya chanting sa mind lang. Kailangan na po-pronounce mo yung vibrations. So, we have 3 words dito sa mantra na to, sa Maha Mantra na to, Hare, Krishna, and Rama. The meaning of this mantra, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna, all-attractive one. That is his name, and the meaning, all-attractive one. Hare is the energy of Krishna, Radharani. As we know, everything is made of, composed of energy, gross and subtle energies. And Rama is the reservoir of all pleasure. Yung mga nararamdaman natin, lahat yon galing sa Supreme. That's why when you chant, you feel the sacredness, yung peace of mind nandun, yung clarity nandun. Some are feeling the bliss. Diba? Merong naiiyak, may ocean of emotions na nararamdaman. Because that is within that spiritual vibration, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This is not made by any human. This is passed down from the Supreme hanggang makaabot ngayon from teachers to students. So, hindi siya inimbento. You cannot invent mantras. Lahat yun nasa scriptures, what mantra you should chant. Pero this is the Maha Mantra, the great mantra. Ito yung king of all mantras. Ang ibig sabihin, O Krishna, the Supreme, O Radhe, the energy of Krishna, O Rama, the reservoir of all pleasure, please engage me in bhakti or devotion love unto you. So we want to connect to ourselves, to others, and to the Supreme. Just like yoga means to link. And this mantra is to link. So ready na ba ang lahat? Show your beads nga, patingin. So I want you to inhale. Find your comfortable position. This will be your sacred space. All the external distractions, you should not give your attention to that. And it could not come into you as long as you allow and you don't permit. Then allow your mind to focus 100% in hearing and chanting it clearly. The mind will wander. Just breathe and bring the mind back. If you're able to memorize the mantra, you can close your eyes, but be attentive not to drift and fall asleep. Be balanced dun sa attention. So, inhale. Exhale all the distractions. And let's start. Chant clearly and be attentive in hearing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bring back your mind. Focus. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Stay awake and attentive and focus on hearing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You have to pronounce it clearly so you could hear clearly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Give it your 100% attention in hearing and chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If you're finished, you can type 108. If you're not yet, please continue to do so. So for one to be able to take care of their beads, some are putting essential oils or lalo na kapag wood yung beads ninyo para to protect them from elements. I put very simple lang. Sa akin, coconut oil or minsan linseed oil. Linseed yung ginagamit sa painting. And then some scent oil. So again, don't let it touch your to your feet or lower extremities, sa ground, sa floor, no? And don't put it inside or bring it inside mga dirty places or the restroom. Yeah. Yeah, and I think everyone is almost finished or finished. Yeah. Overtime na naman tayo. But please, before we go sa questions and answers, I'll show you muna yung assignment. Sino dito yung mahilig magbasa ng libro? Kasama ba kayo dun sa mga malapit na ma-extinct? So yan, may onti lang. I fully understand. Yan. Ako din, hindi ako mahilig magbasa ng libro before. Very rare lang na makakita ka ng tao na mahilig magbasa ng libro. But I am inviting you to read this Bhagavad-Gita. Yung introduction, medyo mahaba, 30 pages yan. Pero sobrang importante, you could read. Then, if you open your Bhagavad-Gita, sino yung may Bhagavad-Gita sa tabi ninyo? Patingin nga. Yan, show it to me yan. Open it sa text, chapter 1, text 1. After preface, saka introduction. So, tingnan nyo muna sa introduction yung lineage ng mga teachers. Makikita nyo rin yung may number. Then, nakita nyo? So, open the text. Yan, ito yung lineage na kay Krisha. Yan. Yan, punta mo yung chapter 1. Nakita mo yung text dyan. May Devanagari. Sulat na Sanskrit. Tawag doon Devanagari. So, iba nagkapatato ng mga ganyan. Iba-ibang meaning. So, Devanagari means Deva is demigods or gods. Nagari, the language of demigods. So, ito yung oldest na language. Dito nang galing halos lahat. And may traces like us. Yung Filipino, yung Maya, yung Guru, yung Mukha, yung face, same meaning. Tapos sa ibang language ka rin din. So, Devanagari, tapos makikita mo yung translation niyan, Sanskrit pa rin, pero Roman letters. Kita nyo? So, ito yung Sanskrit na. Ano ba yung first text niyan? Dhritarashtra Vacha, Dharmasetre, Kuruksetre, Samabeta, Yuyutsabaha, Mamakaha, Pandavaschaiva, Kima Kurvata Sanjaya. Tama, ayun yung nakalagay, di ba? Pag nababasa mo yun na gano'n, ay ito yung Sanskrit. Tapos translation, English translation. Then, after translation ng English, merong purport. So, ito yung part-long text. So, ayun na yun, all throughout. The Sanskrit, the English translation, saka yung purport or commentary. So, ang assignment ninyo, dyan sa text number 1, ito. From the introduction, mabilis lang to. Mabilis nyo mahanap to. Ano yung 5 relationship with Krishna, the Supreme? Nasa introduction na part yan. Second assignment is how to study Bhagavad-Gita. Makikita nyo to sa 1.1. Sa commentary, sa purport. 1 means chapter, then text, 1.1. So, I'll send this also sa assignment. Then, how to pass this? You can write it kung may notebook ka, tapos picture mo, send mo sa akin, or you can type it, send it to me. Yan. Pwede kayo magkopyahan. Encouragement nga, hindi to competition. As long as nagigets mo. Ayun yung importante. So, yung mga bibo dyan, hindi kayo magpakopya. Pero syempre, may mga assignment tayo na may realization. Hindi mo na pwedeng copyan yung realization. Personal mo na yun. Or pwede kayo magtulungan para makita to. So, sa group chat, yung makakilala mo. So, thank you very much. I'm always humbled and honored. Nasa introduction pa lang tayo. Tomorrow evening, mag-start na tayo ng study natin. Hindi pa talaga yon. Pero may mga activities and interactive tayong gagawin ng mga activities. You will have to be group, may mga breakout rooms. Meron din mga hindi breakout rooms, sarili lang. So don't worry, this is your safe space. Kung nahihiya kayo, let me know. Pero if you want to challenge yourself as well, I'm inviting you because people here will not judge you. Tama ba? So yes. So this is the community where you could consider your safe space. So if you don't have your questions or sharing or takeaway, if you want to continue with your life tonight, please do so. If you want, you can remain. But babatiin ko muna lahat bago umalis yung iba. So yes, nakita ko lang. Saglit lang. Saan yung... Yan, thank you very much kay Aliana. Good evening. Good night pala. Kay Bea, good night. Kay Blar, kay Shara, Krisha, si Dan, kay Freya, Jake, Joanne, good evening. Jovan, JP, we have Carly, si Keiko, Maya, Mara, Marie, Maui, Sinette, PY, Sherap, Stan, back in Aika, back to McCoy, back to Milka, and Vincent. Maraming salamat. So I could stay for some time. If you have some questions, you can raise your hands or you can put in the chat box. Record to dati, mas matagal nung parang nag-podcast kami after class eh. Doon sila nagtanong or nag-sharing. Pero syempre sa umaga may mas oras. Sa gabi, depende sa inyo. Magutom na yung mga alaga nyo dyan, yung mga anak nyo. Ako yung sisihin. Pakainin niyo sila. So yeah, um, this is what I want to hear from you. Nabanggit ko kanina yung questions in life. Me personally, meron akong question in life na habang lumalaki ako, bata pa lang ako, lagi ko nang inisip yun. Kasi, nag-alaro yung mind ko palagi, left brainer or right brainer ako. So, I love logic, pero tuntua ako sa arts, tuntua ako sa music. And laging, na-expose ako na maaga sa underground scene. Si Vincent ma-relate to. Sa underground scene, I've been going to art shows, gigs, mga undergrounds. I was into skateboard way back then. So, dati mas tight pa yung community na yun. Kilala mo halos lahat ng nag-skateboard. So, maaga pa lang feeling ko na, bata pa lang ako, feeling ko na hindi ako belong sa, alam mo yun, sa nakakasama ko. Bea ko, si Bea, same kami ng school sa Paranaque. So, alam niya, iba yung mga tao din doon. Very saintly. So, kami yung mga hindi saintly doon. Pero, I was a sacristan sa first Friday Mass, di ba, Bea? May first Friday Mass palagi. Lagi ako sacristan doon. And I have good grades. Favorite ako ng mga teacher. Pero, hindi ako mabait. I have a lot of questions. Bakit nangyayari to? How come na sinasabi nila everything is equal? Tapos iniisip ko noon, bakit may pinanganak sa Philippines? Kasi I grew up in a village na in between. You could cross another village, andun yung sobrang yayaman yung mga klase ko. You could cross another village or street, andun yung mga in poverty. Tapos, I have friends sa school and I have friends sa mga neighbors. Kalaro ko sila. Tapos napapanood ko yung differences. Napapanood ko rin yung takbo ng buhay nila. Kung sino yung masaya, sino yung lumalaki dun sa... May kaklase kaming Englishero yung family nila. Hindi siya marunong mag-Tagalog. But since Bisaya yung helper nila, nag-Bisaya siya, hindi siya marunong mag-Tagalog. So, tapos kami nagtuturo mag-Tagalog sa kanila. So, but anyway, nakikita ko yung lumalaki kasama yung mga helper. Nakita ko yung mga in poverty pero buo yung family tapos masaya sila. So, marami yung question. Paano equal to? Parang hindi, parang Then, I couldn't receive or get the answers from yung mga kasama ko sa school. Imagine, grade school ako na ito. Pero, nag-park yung question na yun, hindi masagot. Pero, nandun pa rin siya, nasa back of my mind. Then, naging interested ako sa arts and philosophy, arts and music. So, tatanong ko, anong purpose ng arts? Tapos pag, hindi ko alam kung sino nakapunta na ng art show dito. Yeah, yung opening ng art show, lahat ng mga artists nandun. Diba? Pag tinanong mo yung artist, anong ibig sabihin nun? Or diba, pagpunta mo doon, may description yung arts tungkol saan yung art niya. Tapos ang dami na explanation tungkol sa arts, diba? Yung arts kasi, impressionism to. It is to define kung ano nangyayari sa society. Kailangan maging patron ka ng country mo or to show poverty. Diba? Ang dami na ng explanation. Ang dami kong tropa na same person siya, pero iba-iba siyang definition. So, question ko pa rin siya, para saan yung arts? So, ito yung greatest question in my life. Tapos, one time, pumunta ako ng India. So, nagulat ako everyday doon art show. Ang ganda nung scenario sa paligid. Normal ng mga tao doon, artists. They make their house, their homes, sobrang dami mga curvings. Walang mga molde yun talagang kina-curve nila out of cement. Tapos, nagagawa sila mga mandala, mga chalk sa labas ng bahay. Diba ginagawa lang natin yung pag may graduation sa yoga teacher's training? Doon araw-araw nila ginagawa yun. Tapos sa culture nila may mga garlands. Tapos nakasari sila ng sobrang makukulay, sobrang ganda ng pattern. Most of it hand block print. Tapos magka-farm lang sila, ganun yung suot nila. So ang sarap masarap mag-travel sa India nung nag-train. Lagi ako nag-train doon pag nag-travel ako all over India. Nanonood lang ako sa bintana. Tapos ko fields of yung mga farm, tapos may mga makukulay doon, mga mabayan na nakasari. Tapos yung festival nila, yung Holi, yung Diwali, diba? Sobrang ganda. So, lalo ako naging interested sa arts. Tapos, of course, ang purpose sa pagpunta sa mga holy places sa India, tapos yung specific sa holy places na yun, is not just to see, but to hear. The practice of yoga is to see through hearing. Then, I asked them, tapos may mga gurus doon na nagkwento ng purpose of arts. This is an offering to the Supreme and to other souls. Ayun yung purpose ng arts. Just like the performance arts, when you do Surya Namaskar, sino yung nag-Surya Namaskar dito? Sun salutation. Yan. Diba? Pwede ba mag-Surya Namaskar pag walang araw? So yeah, Surya is sun. Diba? We do usually do Surya Namaskar, sun salutation kapag sunrise. To offer respect sa sun god, kay Surya. So it's an offering. That's why you do pranams and you do these postures. So just like arts, we offer to the... Kaya yung temple sa India or other places, ang gaganda ng temple. Bakit magaganda yung temple? Bakit yung iba criticize yung temple? Ang dami yung ginastos sa temple, tapos ang dami may hirap. Because it is an offering to the Supreme. Laging ganon. So a deeper explanation is, it is an offering to please the Supreme. And in return, you will be pleased. But the purpose is not for you to be pleased. By-product lang yan. Again, ito yung intention. But your purpose is to please. Analogy, kapag may anak ka, tapos lambing-lambing niya sa'yo, pero hindi siya normally ganon. Or may boyfriend ka, tapos biglang ang sweet-sweet niya sa'yo. Anong kailangan mo? May kailangan ka ba? Kasi may intention siyang iba, di ba? Pag nakuha na yung gusto nila, ayaw na, hindi ka napapansin ng anak mo, di ba? Pwede na ba ako mag-internet? Pwede na ba ako mag-cellphone? Tapos pag nag-cellphone na, hindi ka na pinapansin, hindi siya malambing. Di ba, may intention. But the offering of this is with the intention to please, out of love. To serve out of love. Kaya ginagawa yung art na yun. Kasi it's a meditation. Ano yung mood mo para mo ginagawa yung art. So yung narinig ko to, mind blown. Kasi hindi ko narinig yung ganung conception sa mga artists mismo. Kahit yung mga nasa 13th Artist Awards na. Taga lang, may nakuusap na ba ako national artist regarding? Oh yeah, narinig ko na rin yung ibang kwento ng mga national artists sa Philippines na gano'n. Kahit sa ibang bansa, iba-ibang perception. Pero yung narinig ko yung definition ng arts gaming to is a saintly person. Tauhan ako, parang, teka lang, ito yung hinahanap ko buong buhay ko. So na-appreciate ko lalo yung arts. Na-appreciate ko lalo yung painting, yung curvings, yung music, yung dance. Diba sa dance sa India sobrang gaganda. Gumagalaw yung mga leeg. Diba? It's an offering yung mga stories dun sa mga scriptures. So ito yung greatest question ko sa buhay na nasagot through spirituality. I'm sure you have much more far out questions sa buhay. And I will be happy to hear them if you find the answer through our journey sa spirituality. And lastly, the soul, we want to find kung paano tayo mag-serve. And nature ng soul, constitution ng soul is to love and be loved. Normal yon. And kapag di mo nakukuha yon, depress ka. Diba? Or hanapan mo ng bagay or hayop kung saan mo ibibigay yung love na yon, yung service na yon. Sino dito may pet? Or pets na hindi mo mabilang na. You lost counting. Diba? Because you want to love. And sila sweet din sila, diba? Minsan ayaw mo na nga sa tao, mas gusto mo yung sa pet kasi hindi ka nakakonect sa tao, diba? So, yun. So, this course is for us to be able to understand others as well, to broaden our understanding, our perspective. Ito yung yoga. It's not just to stretch our tendons and muscles and joints, but also to stretch our heart. So, maraming salamat. May question ba? Going once or sharing? Pag di niyo ako tinigilan, diretso ko to. Going twice? Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll save a lot of stories and sharing sa inyo. And I would love to hear your reflections, takeaways. And please tag me sa mga posts ninyo. Ay, di tayo nag-picture. You can open your camera. Please picture tayo habang dito pa yung iba. Paalala nyo sa akin para minsan nakakalimutan ko. Ito yung attendance ninyo. Yan, si Kev. Sabi na nga ba you're there? Hello, Kevs. Si Freya. Are you there, Freya? So yeah, count of three. Please smile sa camera kayo, or you can do your pranams. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. I'm always humbled and honored with your presence. And masanay ako, hindi kompleto yung gabi pag di ko kayo kasama. So, Monday to Thursday, save your time, save your date, and do your assignment. And please try to chant tomorrow morning. Tapos, let me know kung paano. Ano yung experience. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow and take it easy. And of course, hindi pa tapos yung pandemic. Please ingat-ingat. Ingat palagi. And tapusin natin to so you could have this association dito sa temple very soon. Bye everyone. Hare Krishna. Thank you.